And we're live. What is up, people? The internet, it is me, Real American, back in with a new stream, and that is right. We are live on this beautiful July 30th, 2026. I hope everyone's having a great day. I'm having a great day myself, and we're joined by absolutely nobody. Yeah, right now it's just me, but there will likely be others joining the stream in a little bit. We have some pretty big news that broke last night that I really want to talk about because, well, this is significant for the midterms. Elon Musk is officially back on the Republican side. So yeah, we have some pretty big news on that. We got to get into it in a little bit. But before we get into it, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, to join the channel today. All great ways to support the content. And if you want to support the channel even further, you can send super chats via the chat. Again, I'll read through as much of chat as possible, but usually super chats are the best way to get your questions answered, and a couple super chats to read. And hold on here. Mr. John Rose has just joined. Let me pull this up here. Hello, John. Hold on. Let me just make sure it's working. Say something.
Hello.
There, it works now. Okay. Hello, John.
Hey man. Yeah, no, I've been training for my new supervisor role and all that stuff, so I've just been chilling, but hope everyone's doing well.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a lot of big news to talk about. I mean, the Elon Musk stuff we'll get to, but yeah, hope it's going good over there. Is it? Is it going good down there in Alabama or
Go
wherever you live at this
down
point?
down in the deep south.
Yeah.
I technically live in 3 different states all at the same time, and if you question which one I actually live in, I'll give you a different answer each time.
That's what I figured.
Um no, but I usually pretend I'm a Florida resident. That's most of the time I talk about that. Like I took advantage of that to complain about Fishback the other day.
Oh, I
Oh
saw that.
gosh. Yeah, bro, like he wants to end private beaches. And
I
okay,
saw that. What?
let me explain this. I think a lot of people, the average person who does not live on the beach or is just like only been to the beach as a tourist, you may think of private beaches as like, oh, millionaires and billionaires taking up this precious sand soil and not letting me enjoy the fruits of their labor. No. No, look. So private beaches are usually you can buy passes to get into them if you know the person, if you have a relationship with the person, or you're part of a like. Listen. Like private beaches are the way to enjoy actually being on the beach. There are so many people come to every single coastal city in Florida that it's just not really enjoyable to be on a public beach most of the time if it's busy, if it's like the busy season, which is 9 months out of the year. So yeah, you guys have to understand private beaches are really important for Florida residents to actually be able to enjoy living in Florida. If you do that, if you take that away, it takes away a big part of actually living here. Like we just like please don't do that.
It's slopulism. That's all it is. Just like the flock camera stuff. And I listen, I know there are concerns with flock camera stuff, but like, you want to do a full ban on them? Seriously? That's your plan? I hate it. It's stupid, but sadly, a lot of people on Twitter just believe that crap. But I don't know. I think it's dumb. Like, it's just
Oh,
slopulism.
and
All of
and
it
and
is.
something to be clear, like some people are like, "Oh, but what if, you drift in the ocean? What if I drift onto a private No, okay, listen. All of the water is public use. If you're in the water in front of a private beach, you're not going to be beaten with police sticks or whatever. Like it's specifically the sand, like that's in front of the water that you're not going to be on, and that's how you stay away from the locations with all of the tourists from the big cities and the beer cans and the screaming children. And, like you actually can just like enjoy your time with other prosperous Americans. And by prosperous, I mean like edging middle high class. Some lower middle class people do it too because it's like like I said, like you're here, you're living in Florida for a reason, so you'll pay a little bit extra to not have to be like share a beach with thousands upon thousands of human biomass weapons. I don't know
Oh
how
my
else to put it.
gosh. The peons, basically.
Yeah.
All right. Couple super chats to read. Alex Ledbetter for 2. America Noted for 2. Thank you. President Gilbert Getty up for 5. Late Muslim politics, late North Korean politics, late Nigerian politics, late everything politics. Thank you. 280 Bear for 2. I'm not reading that. Thanks for super chat though. President Gilbert Getty up for 5. Did you see Mr. Beats short or video about how socialism has no meaning? No. I don't want to look it up. I really
No,
don't.
long story short, these people, these disgusting, and we should all call them communists. These communists try to hide behind what they do, and there's distinctions made in history. The traditional historical distinction between socialism and communism is: are you trying to vote your way to seizing labor, or are you trying to violently take the means of production? And do labor theory of value, like basically, like, how are you trying to introduce dysfunctional politics into your country? There's no reason to make meaningful distinctions right now in American politics because
Uh, John? John, did we lose you?
I'm
Oh,
here.
we lost. We cut off for a second.
Okay, well, anyways, not to ramble again, but long story short, it doesn't matter that there are these minute differences. It doesn't matter how they're trying to approach it, just because they put democratic in front of socialist, or they pretend socialism is not trying to do the same thing as communism. It just really doesn't matter. It's all communism. It's all anti-American. Americans are, in spite of wanting to take care of the people in lesser and more destitute situations, Americans are fundamentally opposed to it, axiomatically opposed to it. Please reject communism. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for your attention to this matter. JB for 5. So we can collectively agree to give Fox News polls and Seltzer treatment after what they just released. Oh, Fox News polls are terrible. They're notoriously awful. Remember, back in 2020, they had Biden win in Ohio in like October. So Fox News polls, even before 2026, they're notoriously bad. I don't get why people are now saying they're a right wing pollster. No, just because it's Fox News does not make it a right wing pollster. It's dog
It's
shit.
not, they outsource it. The president himself has complained about it, and also I just want everybody to remember, just because somebody hedges their bets and herds at the end of an election cycle does not mean they are a good pollster. Yeah, Fox News put out like a Trump plus one in 2024 in what, October, a month before the election.
I'm pretty
That
sure a
doesn't
week
count.
before election day. I'm pretty sure it was like
That
right before.
that doesn't count.
But no, you see, they're a good pollster because they had the final number right. No, they herded. That's what shit pollsters do. If they herd at the last second because they want to hedge their bets, they're not a good pollster. And that's what Fox News does all the time. They're just bad. American Order for 10. Glad that Elon is back with his FU money to help us out in October or November, I should say. It doesn't change the fact that GOP is completely useless in getting things like the Save America Act done. They need to go stop the BS. Yeah, we'll talk about Musk in a second because it's a big deal. But yeah, it would be helpful if John Thune could get off his ass and do something. Seriously, he's a former whip and he cannot
Yeah.
get the votes. Seriously,
Yeah, it's so you effectively have two whips at the top of American politics. And I just want to say, Andrew Colvett, who is the executive producer of the Charlie Kirk show, Andrew Colvett yesterday came out in support of replacing John Thune for leadership. Big voice, really important. I hope the rest of TPUSA and TP Action join us in
I think that they're
opposing
going
John
to.
Thune's leadership.
He's not a leader. Again, he's a nice guy from what I've heard, but like, dude, you cannot be just a nice guy as majority leader. You got to actually do something. What has he passed in the Senate? Seriously,
BBB.
and even then, that was a tiny that was barely passing. Like that barely passed because of Vance and all that.
Yeah, like
So
Vance basically pushed it through. Everybody else was doing it for him. Some people have developed a theory that John
I'm,
Thune essentially like hasn't actually done any whipping in his entire
no, he
career,
hasn't.
and that people like Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham are the people that had to go collect votes, and he was just a nominal. He's just there to be pretty. Basically, long story short, you're all going to be shocked by this. John Thune is a DEI hire for country club
Wow,
Republicans.
and he's a white
Country,
guy.
he's a white DEI hire. He was put in there because he's a good old boy. He's a good old country. He's a country club Republican boy, And, yeah, they put him in there because they felt like he needed to be there, not because he's actually talented or doing
I'm
anything
starting to
meaningful.
wonder because it's like, dude, you were the whip for that long, and you cannot even whip the most basic of things. You cannot whip
80%
tax
popular
cuts.
vote, 80% popularity
You can't even
vote
do tax
on
cuts
the
properly for crying out loud. Like, how
yeah.
do you even accomplish that as a Republican? Seriously? It's dumb.
There were and I just wanna, like, even if people are like, "Oh my gosh, Jonathan's so great for passing the big beautiful bill," because the things that we got from the big beautiful bill are seismic, are world changing, etcetera, because specifically just because of ICE. But the thing
I
is
don't
that
think that.
we were gonna do so much more in the BBB. We were gonna tax remittances in the BBB. We were going to actually have so many more things that you would have loved to death, if they had actually passed, and the Senate just kept, like, tearing it
Yeah,
apart,
it
tearing
was
it
they
apart, tearing it
half-assed it. Like,
apart.
If
they
I may,
got
hello?
yeah, hello, Tyrone.
Uh,
Yeah, if I may, there's another reason the OBB got through to begin with, and it's not John Thune. Lindsey Graham. Lindsey
Yeah.
Graham is the reason the OBBB got. Lindsey Graham is the reason the one big beautiful bill passed in the first place. If Lindsey Graham had not been there, if he had been primaried or he was just not there for some fucking reason, the OBBB would not have been passed. John Thune would have not passed that. He dragged his feet on it. Lindsey Graham more or less burnt the majority of his political capital this legislative session on getting the OBBB passed. Um, and he was ready to do it all again for the Save America Act until, he died.
Yeah, and
Um,
Lindsey
Johnson's a lazy piece of shit. He's never really fucking done anything. He's never. Do you know he hasn't actually introduced a bill into the Senate in the past 10 years?
yeah, I heard about that. It's like, dude, you're the majority, you are the whip, and then the majority leader, and you've passed nothing. You've gotten nothing
Dude,
done. What do you do?
Even Mitch McConnell still sponsored and got legislation passed. He didn't have to because he was the Senate Majority Leader for what, 20 years or so?
Yeah, he became the leader after 2008, I think it was. So
Yeah,
18
he was
years.
Senate Majority Leader for yeah, he was a Senate Majority Leader for at least 3 of his terms in the Senate. And even in his even in his last fucking session or his last fucking term as senator, he was
Damn.
oh,
just passed. John
oh,
Thune
did
has done fucking nothing.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the issue with John Thune. Like, and he keeps making excuses like, "Oh, I might close a recess if we get the votes." Why aren't you saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna do everything I can to cancel the recess"? Why is it if? Why is it like you have to ask people? You're the majority leader.
because John Thune is the prototypical pre-Trump Republican in a lot of ways. He is spineless, he is cowardly, he cares very little about the issues. He cares entirely about being the perpetual opposition candidate. He operates on the old pre-Trump modus operandi of if we are the perpetual party of dissent and opposition, we'll get money. I have a cushy position from a state no one fucking pays attention to. Um, and the only reason that doesn't work now is because Trump has been such a paradigm shift to the political arena that, surprise, you're actually expected to fucking pass things now. We are electing people to the House. And by the way, that's another thing. America First, Mark tweeted this out on AFI last night. Stop saying the Republican Congress is not passing things. Say the Senate, because we do not have a majority in the Senate. We have a 2-seat majority in the Republican House, and MAGA Magic Mike Johnson is still more than capable of getting every fucking piece of legislation Trump needs through
I still
into
don't
the
know how he
he
Senate.
does it. I don't know how he does
yeah,
it, but it
guys, you got it,
works.
like, if you're giving kudos to anyone, I know we all hate Congress for not getting anything done. If you're gonna give kudos to anyone, like, the actual Republican House of Representatives with the narrow, like, razor thin majority it has been trying to pass what you want. Now, of course, there's other stuff that they're getting passed that needs to get blocked in the Senate. Like, like, I obviously still oppose COSA. There's, like, some other stupid bills going through. Oh, by the way, I just want to mention this is totally tangential. Senator Marsha Blackburn is like behind the latest COSA bill, if you were not aware.
Oh, really?
But yeah, no, I didn't even realize that. But yeah, she's about to become governor, and she wants her legacy to be passing the Kids Online Safety Act, basically destroying all online anonymity. But yeah, no. Anyways, totally tangential. But back to the point. House has been doing good. Senate's been very bad. And we're replacing 11 senators. Like 11 senators are swapping out this year, I think.
Yeah, it just
Due to retirement or being ousted, whatever else.
and I would still say what Magic Mike has done is more impressive when you realize, oh wait, he's still Thomas Massey. So that's an automatic no there. And then you deal with Don Bacon, Michael Lawler, Brian Fitzpatrick. You deal with all these
Thomas
moderates.
Massey, Thomas Massey, Marjorie Taylor Greene,
Don
Lauren
Bacon.
Boebert.
It's just like, and he gets the shit done. Man, can you imagine if he had a 5-seat majority that was actually real? Oh my god, can you imagine the shit he would pass?
Can you imagine if we end up like if we do R plus or not R plus if it's like a D plus 2 or a D plus 1 year? Imagine if we get nearly 230 seats in the House. Imagine the shit Mike Johnson will be able to pass, especially considering how many Main Street and problem solver Republicans have either been primaried or retired out this year and
Yeah.
been replaced by people who have been endorsed by Trump, by Vance, by TPUSA, by Heritage.
Okay, a couple more super chats catch up to. President Gilbert Getty up for 5. I'm questioning John.
Princess Gilbert, get out.
Yeah, I'm questioning John Rose's residence. He lives in Puerto Rico. Smiley face. That's real and true.
Hey, Kyle, you from Puerto Rico, man?
I give
Hey,
you I
man.
give you a thumbs down essay. Thumbs down
Oh god.
I give
essay.
you down some, man.
Good
Why you
lord.
man with me, man? Me no don't with me the fuego,
Uh,
man.
Spikes for 2. For the record, flock cameras should be banned. No. I think they should be regulated but not banned. I think banning them is stupid. If it helps like prevent crimes, I don't give a shit. It just there are actual concerns that need to be dealt with. But instead of dealing with the actual concerns, these morons are saying, no, we gotta ban it completely. Why? Why? Why do you gotta
Because
ban it
people are
completely?
stupid. Because people who engage in online discourse are stupid and incapable of having nuanced conversations without emotional validation.
That's
That's
true.
why. Next super chat.
Tristan for 5. John Rose, what do you think of governor candidates trying to end property taxes in Florida? Seems like it'll benefit boomers only and screw over everyone else.
You're asking the wrong person. I'm gonna give you the answer you don't want.
Yeah, I know you're gonna
Just
say.
I'm not gonna give you the answer you want. I'm gonna say I like it. I'm actually voting for it, and I know that everybody does feel screwed over by boomers, and that like listen. I personally, because of my job, know to a very finite degree the entitlement of boomers. I understand just how far the rot has gone with with the social welfare. It's all bad. The system should be completely overturned, and it probably will be if we can get a millennial president in a couple of years. But
I wonder who that'll be.
Yeah, I
long
wonder.
story short, with like the property tax thing, traditionally speaking, I hate property taxes. We shouldn't have to pay money to own basic things. And also, by the way, like my main thing, like I don't know if you've realized this yet, my main thing about American prosperity is asset acquisition and asset maintenance. So like if the government can take important assets away from you because of a tax, it's really bad. If the government is not making it easy for you to acquire assets, that's also bad. So to me, it's like you're attacking a solution to a different problem because of an entirely separate problem. Yes, we should be like building homes like crazy, destroying the boomer's estimate, destroying the value of property. But also like it should be easier for me to maintain a property after I purchase it.
There's gotta be a
Okay?
balancing act. Right now, we don't got that.
That's
That's
what
the
There's
it,
got to
issue.
be
that
you all of you are going to bitch and bitch and bitch and bitch and bitch about property taxes until you own a home. And I know like you're like, "Well, that'll be when I'm 50." Yeah, we got to fix that. But that's a separate problem from you actually owning the house. You all need to own a house. if everybody's not owning a house, then the American dream basically dies. The entire premise of this country dies if asset acquisition and a home ownership just like all die in a fire. Okay?
All right.
My solution to the property tax question is actually the most bespoke solution ever. The issue with urbanism, beyond it being urbanism, isn't property taxes. It's not urban sprawl. It's public education. But nobody's really ready for that conversation yet.
Yeah, I get what you're gonna say, but like maybe we should say that for a different stream because that's a very
Yeah,
complicated subject. I mean, that's
yeah.
I
My
kind of
my
know, I kind of think I know
I,
what you're gonna talk about, but go on. Sorry.
I know I wasn't the solution. John has a really good answer. I am
Well,
of the
well, well my,
opinion.
my my answer is Americans have to own things. And that's the best curb to communism is for Americans to actually own things and get to keep the things that they own. Houses are one of them. Like, the funny boomer rocks, the gold and the silver are one of those things. And like a bunch of other stuff, all of that is value that you can keep without it being killed by the fiat dollar. Like that, those are all really important. So my whole mission is get everybody as many assets as they can. Everybody will have an invested stake in the country, and then guess what? When you're actually invested, like financially invested in the future of the country, you're going to oppose communism organically.
Yeah.
Isn't
Eh,
that crazy?
It's like
That's crazy.
why when did
My
the oh, sorry.
I was trying to say, um, I know I wasn't asked. John was asked. Obviously, my personal solution is, I know it's kind of unrealistic. I Lowering property taxes is good. Yes, that's very fucking obvious. Yeah, boomers are directly extracting wealth from the youth. You guys know me. I'm more of an experimental economics kind of guy. I think a land value tax would be better, taxing the land, but not
Yeah,
taxing
it's somebody in chat just
actual
brought that up.
property and not property, not taxing property and asset development. Um, just my 2 cents, real
Yeah,
quick,
I'm
real there.
surprised. Has any like country tried land value tax? I don't think they have
Yes,
they?
there are a couple countries with land
Oh,
value
really?
taxes. Estonia is one of them.
Yeah, it's like
Granted, the issue is we are not Estonia. Half
yeah.
of our states have a larger population than the country of Estonia, and Estonia is also literally like 95% white with 5% Russian.
What? Wait, so are Russians not white?
Depends on the Russian.
Oh gosh. Anyways,
A lot of the Russians that they moved into Estonia are of partial Central Asian
all right.
ancestry.
Let me
A lot
just
of Tartars.
let me just hit through all these super chats real quick.
Yeah,
Josh for 5, but guys, we have to teach the racist boomers a lesson by banning private beaches. Fishback supporters, that's real. American Noted for
Fishback is such
6.
a fucking idiot.
Thoughts on Fauci doing the I plead the fifth skit from David Chappelle's show while testifying in the Senate? Yeah, he fucked himself over, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Jake Drazik has been a member for 14 months. Shout out to Yay, follow me on Twitter. You next rap. I thought I have you followed. I'll follow you right now then. Sorry about that. That fake guy has joined the channel. Thank you so much, good sir. Camel Full God for 2. Any hope for the save act? Starting to think no. Reconciliation's the last ditch effort. So we'll wait and see on that. Good lord. Nighthawk for 2. 0% he's done any actual vote whipping. Oh yeah, John Thune has done nothing. He has done absolutely nothing. He takes credit for what other people did. I mean, hell, he was saying a couple days before the big beautiful bill passed that there's not enough votes for it. He was literally saying that it's like dead on arrival. How did that turn out? He's full of shit. American Noted for 2. Thune can't do anything because Tillis will be mad. Basically. President Gilbert Giddy up for 5. You pass a big beautiful bill. Congratulations. What's the other legislation Trump said he wanted to pass? Exactly. Kirk for 2. The Virgin John Thune versus the Chad Mike Johnson. Real and true.
True.
Josh for 2. Yeah, I'm going to make my family vote for John Rose for Tennessee governor.
Yeah, no, that's explicitly why I brought up the Blackburn thing. Like John Rose is probably going to lose that race, like almost certainly. But
Why
if
would
I
you
c-
lose that race, John?
if I could switch all of the switches, if I could magically change things, I really would want John Rose to win. He's a patriot. He's been supporting all the right things in Congress, and yeah, he's not trying to basically destroy your online anonymity. and bring about a new reign of terror over the internet like that. Like
Uh,
that's really bad, Marsha Blackburn.
American Note for 10. The fact that MAGA Mike Johnson can get shit passed in the House despite not having a lot of experience in leadership or in Congress, while Thune can't do shit despite being in the Senate for years. Yeah, Mike Johnson's been the speaker for like 2 minutes. Like, really, he's been an actual like speaker for a couple years. But
he's been speaker for 3 years now.
yeah, I
He's been
know.
speaker for 3 years and 3 or 4 months, something like that, and he has been able to get so much through despite his I would also want to point out we had a much larger House majority going into the year. We lost we've lost like what 10 House representatives over the course here. Hold on, 2024 U.S. House elections. Let me pull up the exact amount of people that we won, or the amount of seats we won. We won 220 seats, and we are going in with 218 seats. Yeah, so we lost two over 2022. We've still continued. We have done nothing but lose seats since the 2022 midterms when Mike Johnson took power, and he is still capable of shoving shit through.
Yeah, and, like, remember also this is in the midst of a bunch of congressmen retiring. Do you know why they're retiring? Because it's a new era of Republican politics,
No, they're
and the
retiring because it's
and
over.
these people aren't cut for it. These people aren't cut for it. By the way,
What they're not
throw it.
cut for.
I'm throwing this out into the ether. A lot of people tried to convince me Mike Lee was stupid, Mike Lee was retarded. Um, I honestly, at this point, would be more comfortable with Mike Lee being leader than even like Rick Scott. Just going to be very honest with you.
I was going to say earlier, I still really don't like how Mike Lee handled the bill with public parks. I'm not going to get into that debate right now on stream.
Of course
Other
not,
than
because you're
that,
stupid and retarded and wrong. Anyways, let's
Okay,
keep
and
going.
let's everyone relax. Good lord. President Gilbert Giddy up for 5. Would the land value tax be better than property taxes, or am I tripping? It would be better. President Gilbert Giddy up for 10. Tyrone says, 95% white and 5% Russian. Damn rap. Russian, Polish, Ukraine, Slavics aren't white. You're just Polish. Or Black Queen has
so
spoken. It's
true. Get
universal.
the fuck out of here, rap. We're making you do the slave walk.
Oh god.
Okay. No, but
Thank you.
other than that, there has really not been a single issue Mike Lee has been bad on. I think he would be a fucking fantastic Senate leader. Better than Rick Scott, honestly. Rick Scott is still kind of dodgy.
He's sketchy as
Mike Lee has
hell.
been very
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing.
another thing Mike Lee has over Rick Scott and anybody else, like for example, Tom Khan's another name. Mike Lee is in very, very close contact with TPUSA. He
Yeah.
knows he of any senator right now has a direct line to the people who understand the base better than anybody because Charlie Kirk spent the last 10 years of his life building that up.
Okay.
So yeah, I trust Mike Lee to actually be good
I
on
do.
the issues when it comes to being a
Yeah,
leader.
I do.
absolutely.
Object Clays Canner for 5. Problem of reconciliation is that it makes the big parts of the SAVE Act optional. Blue states will not buy in and still play games getting nothing. Well, the idea is, yes, I get that, but financially, like, it would screw a lot of states over. That's the idea. Like, you want the money for something, you got to enact the Save America Act. Plus, it would theoretically, if Republicans keep the House and Senate next year, it would make it much easier to pass the whole thing. That's kind of the idea. So, but I get your concern. It's not everything we want unless something changes with the filibuster. We just got to see. But I think it still is better than nothing. President Gilbert Getty up for 5. Johnson got blocked from leadership once and pushed through and got the speakership. McCarthy went through thousands of rounds until getting it. Real and true. Correct the direct for 5. I missed one. Somebody said I missed one. Okay, there it is. Correct the direct for 5. The guy talked about assets. What are your thoughts about PlayStation ending physical games?
Oh, yeah. Hey,
Bad.
by the way, it's John Rose, and I'm older than a lot of you guys. I'm a decade older than a lot of, like, the average viewership on here, and I just gotta say, like, physical games have a really nice feel to them. I enjoy physically owning things. I don't even matter. Yeah, maybe it's a bunch of waste of space, but I don't care. My Steam library, no matter how pretty they make Steam Big Picture mode, it's not the same thing as owning all of those cases with the cartridges. There's so much like kinesthetic to it, just like, putting the cartridge in, putting the disc in, feeling it with your hands, being able to visually look at the things you own, like in real space and time instead of staring at a screen. Like, yeah, I really love physical media in that sense. I'm not obsessed with it. I just really don't want everything to be digital, even if like we have to use contrived methods to keep physical media alive. I don't care.
Well, yeah, my take is like I'm not one of those people that say, "Oh, buy nothing digital." You could buy stuff digital. Just I think there should always be an option for physical for most stuff. Like this idea of it's old digital, like Sony's trying to do. Fuck that. Like that's insane. Because you know
Oh
what
yeah,
they're gonna
by the
do
way,
when they do that.
like people are kind of confused on the digital thing because they're so used to getting amazing customer service from Steam on digital stuff. Look, the second that Gaben dies and
It's
someone
over.
else takes over Valve, you could really do a 180 pivot on digital media. The second someone that is less benevolent is offering you the digital media. And yeah, by the way, like simultaneously juxtaposed to this, like Sony is trying to make the next console have a controller without buttons.
I saw that. It's like, are you fucking serious right now? Like, I
Yeah.
hope people understand why they're doing that. They want to make sure if your controller breaks, you can't fix it. You gotta go give it to some. You have to buy a new one. Basically, it's fucking horse shit. That's what they're trying to do here. It's stupid. It's insane. But that's
This
what
is
Sony's
also
trying to
why
do.
right to repair it. This is also why right to repair is a massive thing everybody should
Yeah,
support for the record.
that to me is just common sense. To me,
You know, you'd be surprised how uncommon comments is. Hey, I said the funny line,
yeah, it's
guys.
funny. But no, seriously, it's just if you bought something, you have the right to repair it. That's just my take on it. You have the right to repair it if you want to.
Yeah.
But just like, yeah, I actually saw that it's a real thing. Like Sony's gonna have a like a fucking controller without buttons. That's just I wonder why they're doing that. Anyways, American Nerd for Six saw from Kelly Cooch project that Trump is willing to temporarily withdraw Blanche's nomination and renominate him once Cornyn and Tillerson are gone. I saw that, yeah. So Trump is sick of these two. He's saying "fuck you." We're gonna go. We're gonna pick somebody different for now. Maybe we'll see. President
Yeah,
Gilbert Getty.
like
Oh, sorry.
just more generally, real quick comment. I agree with the Trump's approach here, and we should honestly like just embrace this approach for everything else, including Save America. Push really hard these next 3 months to get our midterm Senate candidates in there.
Yeah,
And then we push really hard right after the election for a new Senate leadership vote. Get John Thune out of leadership. Get someone else up there. That's what I
I
think we
think
should do.
if especially if we expand our majority, he's gone. I don't see a pathway for him to survive. Ben Sinnix
Yeah,
has been a member for 21 months. Did y'all see the video of migrants in Spain? I'm not going to say anything about it because it was insane what I saw. But yeah, I did see it. Good
this
luck,
is
Spain.
unironically, this is what pro-amnesty and pro-immigration Republicans are completely okay with, for
Yeah,
the record. And the only
Yeah.
reason that they are not completely out, in the open about this is because Trump has shifted immigration so far to the issue of immigration so far to the right that just simply being pro-immigration as a Republican or a conservative-leaning independent, or fuck, even a left-leaning independent, not a Democrat, but a left-leaning actual independent at this point, makes you unpopular. Just being pro-immigration in any capacity.
okay.
We have seen this for the past 2 years.
President Gilbert Getty up for 5. I'm 23, John, and I like physical media unless there isn't an option.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
again,
Totes.
like you have an option of digital. I don't care. It just I have an issue where it's everything's digital. You don't actually own it. They can take it at any point they want because they said so. That's my issue.
Y You know, like, you guys use Spotify or whatever, and you
Yeah,
realize, like, you have a song, and then they take the song off, and
yeah,
you're, like, really upset, like, that just does that's not possible if you physically own the song.
yeah. Chance Raising for 5. Alex Jones called for Trump's impeachment 3 months ago. He called for the 25th, as Tyrone would say, total psychic casualty. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
massive psychic casualty.
it's
That's
like
just normalize using the term psychic casualty.
yeah, so, yeah, it's a good way to put it because now, yeah, Alex Jones is now saying there is a secret draft about to be instituted by Trump to invade Iran. Therefore, we need a 25th. Excuse me, what? First of all, why do people not understand what selective service is and the fact it's been required since when 1980 or
So
something?
every fucking man every fucking man who has hopes of using federal welfare, which, by the way, includes Social Security, which is something you are forced to opt into the moment you fucking turn 18 years old. If you want to use FAFSA, if you want to do fucking anything with federal welfare assistance, you have to join selective service. Every fucking male joins selective service. This is simply another fucking time where they are putting more money and readying to put more people into it. But we have the same stupid fucking grifters who think, oh, we're going to bring the draft back. If the draft were introduced today, the Republican Party would be slaughtered in the midterms harder than the Democrats murdered them in 2006. I'm sorry. If you think that they're going to be instituting a draft, you are the biggest idiot in the room.
Yeah, and by the way, don't you need Congress to do a draft too?
Yes,
Technically.
you need Congress to finalize the draft. It's not just something the president can do.
So what the fuck
The
is he
Supreme
talking
Court
about?
the Supreme Court has also weighed in on various legalities involving the draft ever since the Vietnam War. The draft is basically is never coming back. It is another stupid Vietnam War era fear a lot of people don't understand even half of, because we have stupid people who listen to grifters who don't know what they're talking about and feed you bullshit because they like to make money off of feeding you bullshit.
You know it's bad
Yeah.
when even fucking Roger Stone is saying fuck this guy. One of
Yeah.
Alex's closest friends, he's saying fuck this guy's gone crazy. Wait, when Roger Stone is saying that, it's over. You'll just pack it up at that point.
Yeah, this is part of why I want midterms to go so well. I'm hoping there is some amount of mental healing when like Republicans actually do relatively well. I'm not saying we're going to do great. I'm saying that like we're going to do a lot better than anybody was saying. And like that's what all the polls that actually I believe in are saying right
Yeah.
now.
But
Um
Not
and
getting out of this
really like
chair.
we look we need this right now. We like I'm not even talking like a what's feasible, what's probable. It's what we need. We need this because we need people to rally back around the gate and actually like return to sanity. Like we need sane people on the right. And look, yes, the left is
Tyron, what the
funding and
fuck?
the left is funding and subversively pushing this psychic trauma onto you and onto everyone else, every patriot that we need to succeed. And I think like us winning midterms would be something
No,
that undoes some of that damage.
don't you
Here,
know? Oh, sorry.
look, it's very simple. The people who want us to lose the midterms belong to one of two camps. A, they are Democrats who you should not be listening to begin with.
Exactly.
Or B, they are grifters and demoralization agents who will never admit it, but have a fetish for losing and being demoralized because we live in a crabs in a bucket mentality with a bunch of people who have been used to getting abused like dogs, like in a lesbian relationship.
Gosh.
They are so used to being beaten and
Okay.
made to force into submission that they want to drag everyone
Okay.
down with them. There
Zakal.
is no good reason. I'm not done. Give me
Oh,
like 30 seconds.
yeah, that's fine.
There's no good reason to support Republicans not doing good in the midterms, especially because we've done well. We've done well with legislation, all things considered. The fact we got the one big beautiful bill is a major victory to begin with. Mass deportations are happening. Abortion has been overturned. Affirmative action has been overturned. What else? Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act is dead. Birthright citizenship was a 5-4 case with Brett Kavanaugh giving us a pathway within the next 10 years to completely overturn it when everybody else was expecting it to be this fucking 6-3 or
7
7-2
7 2.
decision. Yes,
7
everyone
2.
was expecting it to be this wide sweeping majority. No, we're going to win, and you should absolutely support us winning. You could be conservative in your estimates. You could say, oh, we're only going to get 54 seats. We're only going to get 219, 220 seats in the House. I'm not moving from my chair. I'm not moving from my chair. 222 House seats, 55 Senate seats. We're going to win. And if you counter signal that, you are either straight up a leftist operative in some capacity, or you are allowing your mind to be bent around the talking points those people put out because you're too stupid to understand you are not immune to propaganda.
All right. It's a Cowboy Coyote for 10. At this point, they need to get rid of John Thune, the useless rhino, confirm Todd Blanche, and just cancel the August recess. Then pass the Save America Act and nuke the filibuster. Thune needs to go. Absolutely. Eli for 20. We love John Rose. We love our Strom Thurmond King. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything about that person
Yeah,
you just
please
mentioned,
don't.
except for the fact that, yeah,
Okay.
great, great
So
super chat,
speaking
We are
of
we
wonderful
are we
super
are
chat.
speaking
standing back and standing by. That is all
speaking
we
of the
can say.
midterms,
I have
I
fathered multiple mixed race children
okay,
with
anyways,
African American women.
so speaking of the midterms, this was the main part of the stream I wanted to get to, but I think we finally could get to it. This is a big deal. So Elon Musk, after months of being silent and sitting on the sidelines, he has officially rejoined the Republican Party. Not officially, I would say that, not publicly, but according to Axios, Elon Musk is planning a massive push for the GOP for the midterms. Now, why is this noteworthy, guys? Why is this a big
Because
deal?
we already, well, let's see. There's over $1 million in Texas alone. We're about to drop 115 million combined dollars between Mike Collins and Michael Whatley. We have like what, over $400 million in the war chest for the Senate and the House combined before our fundraising numbers this year.
Yeah,
Now
so
you're saying Musk is dropping an additional what, 100 million?
me and Napoleon did the math on this. If Elon spends the same amount as he did in 2024, the Republican Party would have a fundraising advantage of over, and I double checked this, $1 billion.
Isn't it beautiful how all this is possible and we have these races so close as they are already before Labor Day spending because magically one day USAID money was axed and all of this money the Democrats have had since Obama just fucking went up in the air.
Yeah. And of course, you got the same grifters are saying, guys, no. I mean, yeah, Rich Bear's saying, no, Democrats are winning fundraising. You're fucking stupid. Guys, objectively, MAGA Inc. alone has enough money to counteract the Democrats. Now you include the NRSC, the House Republicans, the RNC, and now America PAC. That's Elon Musk organization.
And
Well,
again, 115 million on Patriots Mike Collins Mike Collins and Michael Whatley, the Mikes, the great MAGA Mikes of the Senate coming soon.
Yeah.
Imagine the United States Republican Senate where like the leader is Mike and the senators are Mike and everybody is Mike.
Everyone's Mike.
I like Mike. We like Mike.
So yeah, but so right here, Musk is resurrecting his dormant super PAC, America PAC, which spent more than $260 million to help Trump get elected in 2024. Man, $260 million. And Musk is going to probably spend just as much, if not even more, and on 2026. We don't know for sure, but he's already spent, God, how much this year on the RNC, on the MAGA Inc. He has spent like 50 million, I think, so far. And he's bringing back his main pack. This is going to quite possibly be, and I have to fact check to say I look back at it, might be the single biggest fundraising advantage any party has ever had over the other, at least in modern history. What election comes close to this? We're talking about $1 billion gap between the two parties. That is a lot of money. I don't have to explain to people how that's a lot of money, because it is.
Collins is winning their Senate race. Monkey's paw curls.
Oh gosh. It's a Cowboy Coyote for 5. Hey, wait, I have a question. Doesn't Trump have the power to cancel the August recess? I mean, if he can, he should stop it so the GOP can finally do their jobs. I think he could, but the way they do recesses now is they have a loophole around it. So the president can't really do anything.
Yeah, so basically they do this silly ritual every 3 days that keeps the president from being able to do anything.
Which is that's why he can't do the recess appointments.
Yeah.
because it's like the thing where the guy just
By the
shows
way, another thing that John Thune has explicitly chosen to do, because John Thune and his buddies, who are all leaving office this year, do think that Trump is a failed
Oh,
politician and that he's a
shit, I
failed movement. What?
oh, I sorry, no, go on. I missed a couple super chats, but keep going.
John Thune is a failed politician. I mean, I'm not John Thune. John Thune thinks Donald Trump is a failed politician and is behaving like that, which is why recess appointments aren't being allowed to happen. What but George W. Bush got his recess appointments, Obama got his recess appointments, Biden got his recess appointments. Who's not getting his recess appointments? Donald J. Trump.
Orange
Trump.
man.
Yep.
President Gilbert getting up for 2. You know, Rap has a panic attack when he says, "Okay, thank you." The Sandwich Man,
Okay.
the Sandwich Man for 2. Howdy, thoughts on Telrico plus 5 poll.
No, go away. Go away. We don't want you here. We don't serve your kind.
Oh gosh, Object Clay's Canada for 2. Republicans win Michigan, Georgia, North Carolina. How many mics do we have in the Senate? Oh, good lord. Okay,
So we have Michael Whatley, so we have Michael Whatley, we have Mike Collins, we also have Mike Rounds in South Dakota, who also needs to go
sucks.
because Mike Rounds sucks. Mike Rounds should have gotten a strong primary challenger. Once again, I am reminding people, if you want to make the Republican electorate better, go fucking vote in the primary. That is how you remove these sons of bitches to begin
Look
with.
at Texas. I keep harping on this, but look at Texas. Like, look at all the people they got forced out.
And look at all the people who still need to be forced out. We
Yeah.
have 3 separate Texas Republicans supporting that fucking bullshit mass amnesty bill for anybody in the agriculture industry. Obviously, it's not going to see the light of day, but that is how you primary Republicans like that. You pay attention to these places, you bring attention to it, and then within 2 or 4 years, in a typical case scenario, they get replaced. And I guarantee you, Vance pays much closer attention to this sort of shit than Trump does.
Yeah.
All right. Let me read the rest of this. America PAC was an essential partner for our historic get out the vote operation to 24, and the return for 26 a huge boost for Republicans across the country. Okay, so James Blair is confirming this. He is the one of the top people in the White House, and he's confirming that the America PAC is good. That's a big deal. America PAC is a lot of fucking money. You can question how effective it was at times, but who gives a shit? It's
Well,
hundreds
yeah.
of millions of dollars just sitting there.
I imagine America PAC's going to help Paxton where Thune is trying to not. Even I don't really think Paxton needs that much help, but he'll get the help that he needs, probably from
If
America PAC.
if Paxton is going to get any help, it is going to be America PAC because I do not think Elon Musk. I'm going to remind people I am a native Austinite. I see everything that Elon Musk has done for Bastrop, for Del Valle, for all this area in southeastern Austin metro area. I visit those areas frequently due to the nature of my job. It is super important that Elon Musk continues doing what he is doing, and he is not going to let Ken Paxton allow a Democrat to beat him. So if Ken Paxton gets any help, it's going to be directly from Musk because Paxton and Musk live within a 50-mile radius of one another.
Wait, I forget
Yeah.
about that. Yeah, they live next to each other. But yeah, so right here, Musk, the world's richest person, has been in talks with Trump's team about how he could help. America PAC, which has said it knocked over on more than 10 million doors in 2024, will coordinate with other groups in the Republican ecosystem. By focusing on voter turnout, Musk Group will allow other GOP groups to gear their efforts towards TV ads. And that's a big fucking deal. So if I'm understanding this correctly, we already got TPUSA cooking in
Correct.
Arizona, Georgia, Wisconsin. Now you get America PAC here. So here's what I think is going to happen. You're going to have TPUSA and America PAC. They're going to be focused on the get out the vote operation, to do the ground game stuff, which is a lot of money. But then you got MAGA Inc. and the other groups. They're spending all their money on attack ads and TV ads in general. That's what I'm understanding out of this. So that's a big deal for the GOP that we have. Oh yeah, the richest guy alive. He's back with us. Man, remember when he wanted to start his own party? Remember that?
Yeah.
What was the America Party or something?
The America Party, and everyone immediately ripped on it as the India Party because he was still, at the very least, he was still unfortunately stupid enough to be publicly pro. Oh, I'm going to invite 1 million H-1B people to Texas right as the fucking Republican Party of Texas condemns Islam and mass immigration.
No, don't you know that like we have Thomas Massey and Rand Paul in the America Party? I'm glad that Musk finally saw through those idiots. Like Thomas Massey he realized,
Yeah.
oh, these people were dumb. These people were just insane. All right, simple logic for 5. Democrats need a big win these midterms. They need to prove they still are viable so they get midterms. If they fall short, no one will invest in them for 28. And that's our big story here. If Democrats, they got to win big. Like you said in chat. They cannot, if they win by a tiny House majority, get a net gain of 1 in the Senate, that's like DEFCON 1 for them. They have to win by a big margin. If they don't, they're fucked. Because this is supposed to be worst case scenario for the GOP, theoretically. So, yeah, I think Republicans, really the only way you could say this is a defeat for the GOP is if it's a landslide defeat. That's my take on it. But we shall see in the next couple months what happens.
Ultimately, we're not. I don't think we're going to lose any Senate seats. Quite frankly, I think we're going to get 55 Senate seats. I've been pretty open about this. Which 3 of the 4 will flip? I don't know. Mike Collins, I increasingly get more and more bullish on this as time goes on. People are beginning to realize just how unpopular Ossoff is outside of Georgia. It's imperative that we get Mike Collins into the Senate because, and I'm going to, I haven't said this on stream. I talked with John about this in his server. It's
Mhm.
imperative we defeat John Ossoff because John Ossoff is the only real candidate to the right of Kamala Harris who could successfully threaten her in a Democratic primary. It's important that the only serious challenger to Kamala Harris comes from the left, so that when she has to pivot to the general and unite the party, she shifts to the left. The only thing worse for Kamala Harris 2024 is her moving to the left of her policies, so someone as articulate and intelligent as JD Vance can point and say, she was the 24 nominee. We beat her in a landslide. Now she's moved even further to the left and openly collaborates with people like Zoran Mamdani and AOC. Do you really want that, America? So Mike Collins completely killing John Ossoff in the Senate primary destroys John Ossoff's chances of being a serious presidential nominee contender.
Well,
And that's why it's important
I would
to
even
Basically,
argue. I would
no,
even
go ahead.
I would even argue he has to win by a big margin. If he wins by a tiny amount, by like a 0.5%, in what's supposed to be this legendary blue tsunami, I don't think that's really the best news for Ossoff.
If he performs less than 2 points, his presidential aspirations are put on life support. But if he loses outright, he's DOA.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree with
no,
that.
no, it's really important, and basically what we're telling you is if you don't donate and like all of your money, if you don't donate your entire next paycheck to Mike Collins' campaign, you don't care about America, and you're trying to destroy America.
If you don't want to immediately just fucking sell your soul to Mike Collins, you hate this country and you have betrayed President Trump.
I think of that one meme. Every time somebody says that, I just think of
That
that
is
one
what I
meme.
cited, yes.
Yes, it is. That meme's gonna live on forever. You betrayed Trump.
Oh, we have a new poll from CNN.
Oh God.
Yes, Mayor Mamdani plus 17, AOC plus 5. DSA minus 2, Democrat Party minus 13, Republican Party minus 32 in favorability and
Damn.
approval. Wow, another dog shit poll to muddle up the fucking aggregate.
Every freaking time, like, and by the way, we are in the remember back in 24 when the same thing happened, where Democrats had this magical surge in late July, early August. I remember that well. All the shit we took for saying these polls are full of shit. Yeah, the same thing's happening again. It's fucking dumb.
It is a miracle the summer slump has not been nearly as bad as it has been historically. And again, we have basically an infinite money glitch right now because of the Supreme Court ruling on campaign finance. And it's not even Labor Day yet. We haven't even begun to spend yet.
No, but Tyrone, Democrats have more money than Republicans this time because Act Blue.
They have so much money. I will never not find it fucking hilarious how the Democrat Party not only completely shot themselves in the foot, but have put them at a perpetual disadvantage by being so greedy with Virginia. They got greedy with their government shutdown. They got greedy with trying to go all in on gerrymandering. They blew what 100 over
It was
100
close
million
to 100
dollars total.
million if you include other stuff.
They blew over 100 million of their own. Imagine if the Democrats had $100 million right now. Imagine what would be happening in states like North Carolina, Georgia, New Hampshire, Michigan, Texas, with them shoveling tens of millions of dollars into their preferred candidates. But because they wanted to go gamble it all on the House, lost, and put an egomaniacal freak in charge of their fucking efforts. They are now broken, both in terms of party unity and in finances. They are disadvantaged mathematically when it comes to holding the House. And now they have the only two candidates that are actually making money, which is James Tallarico in a state that he's not going to win to begin with, and John Ossoff, where he's already kind of going to be at a disadvantage as we get closer to election day, have terrible returns on margin with how much money they're putting into advertising to try and get more donors.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, thank you, L. Luis Lucas, and thank you, the Virginia Democrat Party. But also no thanks to the South Carolina, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Indiana, Ohio. What else? What other Republican parties refuse to redistrict for 26? I mean, at least with Alabama and Mississippi, they're going for 28. Georgia's going for 28,
Yeah,
but
they just didn't want to risk it this year. That's what happened in Mississippi. So, all right,
there
God,
were yeah. Thanks Kentucky, thanks Indiana.
yeah, Kentucky's the other one. Freaking dumb shits.
Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio. Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot.
All right. That Peach states oh my god. The Peach State for 5. Ossoff is unpopular in Georgia, says he doesn't represent Georgia. He represents Atlanta. Also, this is old news, but did you hear about Ken Martin in the phone? Yeah, he threw a phone at a staffer, so he might get forced out. But I think Ossoff is he's a strong enough candidate. I think he still wins, but again,
Dude, you still think the Democrats are winning the House?
I think
that's seriously
I think they
currently.
do. I think they take the House right now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. Even Wasserman thinks Republicans are going to take the House. Sure.
That's not what he said. He just said like the generic ballot needs to be like D+4 for Democrats to win the House.
He said it needs to be D+5. The math is coming out to under D+5. I'm sorry, man.
All right,
we're killing you tomorrow.
Thank you. Random Polish guy for 5. I'm saying this in a loud voice. Today we gather here to fight for the rights of this republic. We win. We see the end of the Democrat Party. Yeah. I think really, again, I'm still mixed on what's going to happen to the Democrats if they lose 26 to 28. I still think at some point they're just going to implode. You cannot have a party with this many nutcases running it. You just can't. At some point, something's going to break. But
well, I mean, the party's already broken. It's called mass migration from the third world. That's why we have to mass deport people.
Yeah. But I do think though it's going to be a very interesting midterm. And now you got Elon Musk investing. Oh my! I'm kind of scared how much he wants to spend. I shouldn't say scared. I'm like I'm curious. How much money is Musk going to spend this year? Because he could spend. Honestly, how much could he realistically spend?
I hope he spends a lot. I hope he spends a lot. I hope we win by a lot. I hope a lot of the demoralization agents and obvious hacks who are grifting off the situation, like Robert Barnes and Rich Barris, are proven to be clowns who are never listened to again. I hope people who have pushed the lies that have completely torn asunder right-wing unity in the wake of the Trump re-election and victory, such as Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson, are permanently blackmarked from ever partaking in serious discussion ever again. I hope we win, and I hope we go into 28 unified behind J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio.
Yeah, and I hope that's right. I think, listen, I still think Democrats, they take the House, but I don't think they're going to have a big House majority. I just have this feeling if they get a House majority, I don't think it's going to be that big. They have so many issues that people are ignoring. And I have a weird feeling that the polling this year has just been all over the place. Like you have one poll that has a tie, the other poll has a D plus 10 or whatever. Yeah, we'll see. We shall see in the next couple months what happens. But
Victory in 2026 does not come down to we are going to beat the Democrats and hold the we are going to hold the mathematical majority. Yes, that's important. That is not the surface level issue. The issue at hand is that there are people who have been actively undermining Trump in the world of public perception, social media. So many people have fallen for so many psyops. The deportations aren't enough. Trump always chickens out. Trump's going to kill us with Iran. There are people who come onto this very stream. I'm not going to say who, but he knows who he is, that say shit like this. And like, you are simply wrong for just voicing your concern beyond it being a concern, because the moment you step out of line and say, oh, this is going to happen, this is going to affect us, we are going to get killed, you have become a demoralization agent. You have become someone who is, whether you want to or whether you are willingly doing so, whether you are conscious of it or not, you are directly contributing to our attempt to get everybody to shut the fuck up and go vote red no matter what, because that is exactly what the Democrats have been doing up until this point, and that is how that they were able to cheat the 2020 election. That is how they were able to just barely hold that is how they were barely able to hold Congress during Biden. That is how they were able to push everything that they did under Obama. That is how they were able to be such a massive force against Trump to begin with. Shut the fuck up. Go vote Republican. Get involved. Donate. Stop counter signaling everything. John, you want to say anything?
No, you're doing good. Good job, man.
oh, I
I mean,
was
that's all I
muted.
had to
Good
say.
lord.
Anyway,
But
back to you, Rap.
yeah, so but everything you said is 100% right, and I would recommend people look at what Captain Dreamer said today. He was right about what he said about these people. The first instinct these people have now is not, oh, we just got to defeat. They're literally saying, well, we have to kill people and win. These nutcases, like seriously, that's your first instinct? Like I know we make jokes about it here, but like these people are unironically saying the country is fallen, it's all over, it's the fucking Palantir runs everything. Somebody's gonna stop this. It's like they're pushing bullshit. They're pushing mass hysteria on schizophrenics. What do you think's gonna happen next? If this doesn't end now, seriously, what do you think
If
comes
this doesn't
next?
end now, if they are allowed to continue being legitimized in their crazy bullshit, God knows what the fuck is going to happen in 28. We're going to have I mean, I'll say it actually. You're going to have a bunch of people who are going to eventually push some fucking birther bullshit about JD Vance's wife. We already have people say JD Vance is engineered by the deep state to rise up. He's a venture capitalist and a teal acolyte and all this shit. Think about like every major criticism of Vance leveled by the retard right, amplify it to 100, and then they start going after his family and his faith. That's what's going to happen if we don't defeat these people on the right by destroying their grift and winning big in
Yeah,
the
this is
midterms.
from Captain Dreamer, who, by the way, listen, I know there's kind of a meme around it, but like, listen, he's right here. What I find about infuriating about, oh god, this guy.
Or
Everyone's
on, yeah, or on fucking,
McIntyre.
yeah, I hate this
Is
guy.
yeah, is that every post he makes is some sort of subtle urge for a mentally ill person to commit violence. There's no political solution. The GOP are worse than Democrats. Read between the lines, it's all about violence. And you look up these guys' tweets, that's all they're talking about. There's gotta be we got 25th Trump. We gotta do all this crazy shit simply because they disagree with him on one fucking issue and they have mass hysteria over it. They keep pushing it, and it just gets worse by
Mhm.
the day. Hell, I
And
think
yeah, no, Tyrone's posting another tweet into general from Oron McIntyre where he blames Rubio's fire against Cuba, the State Department's fire against Cuba, on Rubio's ethnicity, as well as like, ethnic grudges in South America. Like, oh my gosh, don't we hate the ethnic grudges we're importing from the Middle East? Let's talk about the ethnic grudges we're importing from South America. Look, I understand there's a separate motivation, but you shouldn't crap on someone that's doing what you need them to do just because like they have a different motivation than you. For this specifically, like yes, obviously Marco Rubio wants to fix Cuba because he is Cuban, but Cuba is like somebody actually brought it up like some of the worst national offenders, people that have been destroying our country from the inside out, were trained by Cubans in Cuba, by communists living in Cuba. It's basically just like the communist proxy state. Every single discontent or malcontent from the former Soviet Union, from China, from all these people, they operate out of Cuba to twist and manipulate our politics. So destroying that regime, completely militarily conquering it, and scattering these people to the wind is probably one of the seriously the best thing you could do for national politics in this
Yeah,
country.
I
I
agree.
remind you all that it was Cuba who trained Tyler Robinson. It was them who trained the John Brown Gun Club people who initiated
Well,
gun
okay,
violence on July 4th, 2025.
I would say trained, but they had affiliations with them. I would
No,
I
no,
say.
mean,
like when
I
we're
mean,
talking about training, we don't have to
vice
talk about like the
president.
violent, like yeah, political violence. Obviously, really bad, and we should stop that. We should stop Cubans training people to be violent. But like, dude, they were training like top level, like Senate candidates, presidential candidates for the Democrat Party. You need to understand that. Like this is part like you wanted to get rid of USAID. Cuba is like a USAID on steroids. That's not an actual like reality, but it's directionally correct enough for you to understand why we need to stop this. Like you get what I'm saying, right? Cuba is as important to Democrats as the USAID funding was. Okay?
All right.
Or more actually.
Some more super chats to read through. Where we at? Good
Super
lord.
chats.
Yeah. Uh, where is it? There it is. Justin for 2 for 2026 GOP ads must show the DSA wish list. That's it. Yeah. All you gotta do is play that clip of that nutcase in Fox News saying, "Yeah, we want to abolish prisons. Yeah, we want to abolish this."
Oh, you know what would you know what would be even better?
What?
You know what would even be better? Take states where Hispanics are a sizable majority, or I take states like Florida, Texas, Georgia, North Carolina, where Hispanics are a major part of the Democrat voting bloc. Take the interview they had on Fox News, put it in Spanish, strap that fucking audio file onto every TV ad, target Hispanic neighborhoods, get your big white vans with your speakers, broadcasting the
Oh,
DSA
Napoleon brought
saying,
this
we
up.
want
He
to bring
suggested this.
communism. I guarantee you that is not going to sit well with any fucking Hispanic in a red state like that, or a swing state like Michigan.
No, but guys, the polling says Hispanics love communism. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure the Cubans that fled Cuba, they just love communism.
Well, yeah. I mean, like literally, Florida is a hotbed for people that hated all of these regimes. Just like actually sitting here, people from Venezuela, people from Cuba, people from Colombia, like the people
Nicaragua.
that like, oh, why is Florida so right wing? Why do they keep gaining a bajillion Republican voters every single month? Yeah, that's part of it, and it's because it's not because importing Hispanics is labased. It's because all the right wing ones decided that Miami
It was yeah, it
was
was
gonna
their
be where they chill.
that's their new home.
Okay? Then
But
you know how San Francisco became a hotbed for degeneracy because a certain group of people decided they wanted to live there? Same thing with Miami.
Whoa.
A certain group of people said, "Hey,
anyways,
hey, the party's going on here. The party's going on in Miami. All right-wing Hispanics, let's hang out in Miami." And then they all went to Miami. Same thing with San Francisco and those people. Anyways,
but no, like
Wow, it's just like smiling friends. A certain group of people. You
yeah.
know what I'm talking about.
Oh my gosh.
it's
But
more of
no,
like a social experiment. Like whoever you
yeah.
thought of in your head is the
I love that
it's gay
clip so
people.
much. Oh my gosh. But it's like you can think of a million different groups they're talking about there.
It's the Jews. It's the gays.
But yeah, so but for real, like you like, but according to some people, no, the Venezuelans they hate Trump for attacking Venezuela. I still hear people saying that all the time. These people are stupid. You really think Venezuelans has fled Venezuela? They love Maduro.
Wasn't it? Wasn't it? Then fuck. Who was it? Or who was it? Who's the Who are the fucking people that are always super fucking accurate with the polls? I forget. Not yeah, not
Qantas?
definitely not Emerson.
Qantas Insights?
Is it Quant? No, that's not. Who am I thinking of?
Um, I can think of Qantas Insights. That's like the best one.
No, they had a massive polling miss in 20.
Trafalgar.
Yeah, Trafalgar. Didn't they release a poll recently where like Thomas Massey, Tucker Carlson, all these people only combined like
1%.
yeah, literally like they got 1% each. They got less than 5% of the electorate total. I guarantee you, people voting for Tucker Carlson in a primary are not the terminally online types. It's more likely than not boomers going, "Oh, Tucker, he was a Fox News host.
He was a good
He
person.
was a good person. He prevented us from going to war with Iran in the first term, and now we're at war again." Or like the Thomas Massey voters are like, I guarantee you, those are just entirely people from his own district.
Yeah, and pure schizophrenics. Like the ones
These
that
people only exist online. These people,
Yeah,
their worldview exists online.
someone earlier was saying that Twitter's an insane asylum, and yeah, that is
it
directionally
makes
true.
Arkham look sane at this point. Am I wrong? Yeah,
everybody's just the Joker, like discount Temu Joker.
I would rather be at Arkham
timeline.
Asylum at this point because at least
Way,
Arkham Asylum has
Twitter is
Joker.
an insane
by the way,
Twitter
you should make fun of
run by the inmates.
So if you make a Photoshop edit of Oren McIntyre with like Joker face paint on his face, I will retweet that because like literally Oren McIntyre is like Temu discount Joker. Like that's who he
It's
is.
like these people are like unironically like they're beyond just crazy. Like, there is a new tier of craziness. I thought we hit rock bottom with TDS. It's gotten worse. These people are so batshit crazy. They make Joker look sane at this point.
Yeah, but just like y'all just if you want to talk about it, just edit y'all's language. Like we've been saying, you may be saying right now, oh, I hate the US, like blah blah blah. I hate Congress. I hate Republicans. I hate the GOP.
It's all nihilism.
No. Instead, you'd be like, I hate these senators. You name them. You like I'm daring you to name them right now. What? Are you too scared to talk about it? Are you too scared to name the senators? Are you too scared? I thought you were a noticer.
Well, yeah.
Anyway.
Well, they won't. Well, Thomas Massey can't list the names of the clients allegedly. So,
yeah, no. So literally, just like name these people that are like Todd Young, Thune, Cornyn, Tillis. Like, I mean, it's preferably name people that are going to be targets in the future as well as right now. Like, obviously, we all want to take down Murkowski in a couple years, that kind of thing.
All right. Let me catch up on super chats. Eli for 20, swearing on LBJ's jumbo, the Democrats must never win. Oh gosh. Thanks for super chat. Simple logic for 2. Don't worry, Indiana will get it right next year. Hopefully. Random Polish guy for 10. You think the RNC should run one ad about the Democrat Party debt and putting the HQ up for collateral, saying, is that who you want with the power of the purse to energize the boomers? Yes. I think that'd be kind of funny. It wouldn't impact much, but kind of funny to think, hey, the Democrat Party, they are literally bankrupt. They put their own office for collateral. They taken all these loans. Do you really want them running the country? American Nerd for 10. From Kevin Coolidge Project, the Senate Leadership Fund plans to spend $115 million in Georgia and North Carolina, but $0 has been allocated to Paxton so far. Yeah, I saw that. President Gilbert Giddy up for 5. Tyler Vote has been saying it since 2022. We need to vote right no matter who, like our life depends on it. Because it does.
Yeah.
Correct.
Jacob Martin for 5. In my opinion, the mass demoralization campaign is second term Trump's QAnon psyop. I agree. It's worse than it is somehow worse than QAnon, because at least the Q stuff was just funny. But this is just like, this is beyond just kind of like ironic. This is like depressing to think about. All these people that were stable 5 minutes ago, they've lost it completely. They've lost all sense of reality. And it's scary to think about, but that's current state of affairs in America. President Gilbert Getty up for 10. Marco Rubio wants to fix Cuba because he's Cuban. Wow. It's like John Rose saying he wants to help the UK because he's Anglo-Saxon. Yeah, no
This is like
shit.
me.
No one wants their
This is
place
like
here to suffer. Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Oh, okay.
like
Well,
me saying I want to fix the Netherlands because I'm Dutch. No fucking shit. Vote for Geert Wilders if you're Dutch.
well,
Yeah.
yeah. And like, if any realistic solution shows up for the United Kingdom, where the United States could help the United Kingdom, like I said, stop, immolating itself like the rest of the European continent is, I would jump on that very quickly if it was realistic, and that's the main thing. Rubio's doing the same thing. Rubio keeps quiet about these issues until there's a realistic solution, and right now, like, do you really want to take away this moment from him? The moment, like, that probably his entire political career was leading up to, saving his, like, heritage country from communism? What are you doing? Like, what gentlemen, what are we doing? Like,
People have a vested interest in wanting to save their ethnic homelands in which their ancestors fought and came from. Wow.
and guess
Holy
what?
shit.
And guess what? It's
No
in
shit.
why do we like this? Why is it cool with us? Because they hurt America and they're communists, and those things happen to always coincide with each other. So yeah, oh, Rubio wants to take down some petty communists a few dozen miles off of our shore. Yeah, dude, go ahead. Like, bomb the whole thing. I don't care. I mean, he's not going to do that because he's Cuban. But like, yeah, no, like, just like, dude, take care of it. Yeah, I trust you,
Uh,
dude.
Jet politics for 5. I'm surprised Candace never accused Argentina and Messi of killing Kirk. Not yet. Give it a couple days. Well, now according to Candace Owens, I'm not even bringing that up. It is stupid what she's saying now about Kirk's death. It is just, guys. It was Tyler Robinson. There is nothing pointing to any other direction other than it's Robinson that did it.
It's really insane that, like, Steven Crowder is one of the only influencers actually just, like, pointing out, like, yeah, actually, it's, like, really, really stupid to think anybody other than Tyler
Well,
Robinson
yeah,
did
it
it.
just like
Yeah,
he,
see,
he
Stephen Crowder, Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh. These are people who 10 years ago we ritualistically mocked for being too center right. These are people who 10 years ago just did not get it. Matt Walsh, to his credit, did get it with Trump, but Ben Shapiro, Stephen Crowder, a lot of these guys, they were not like the most vocally anti-Trump people, but they were definitely not the most Trumpy people. And the fact that I think that the fact that we have people from 10 years ago who we mocked normally are these same voices in the room against people who less than 10 years ago, like Tucker Carlson, who are way more fucking mentally adept as we thought previously, are saying this insane shit. Like, it really goes to show just how fucking far off the deep end a lot of these people have gone.
Yeah. Chance Razik for 2. Breaking. Red Eagles publicly bashing Bears right now. Wait, really? Hold on.
Patriot.
Patriot. It's time for people to just call him out and just at this point just wait till November. It is time. This is getting absurd. He's just
Yeah,
lying.
we're 3 months out from Rich Barris's, like, the emperor having no clothes.
He's
I
gonna be
just
like the
want
Emperor get thrown on the shaft in Revenge of the Sith or Return of the Jedi. Excuse me. He's
I
learning
mean,
a
it's
turn
ins
of that.
I mean, like,
It's
it's not
just
like
like
really like
Star
an emperor
Wars,
has no
bro.
clothes, it's like the homeless crackhead has no clothes,
Oh
but
my
either way, we'll
gosh.
we'll we'll see.
Well, yeah, but though, like, seriously though, that whole thing, he's literally just at this point, he's not just like misleading people. He's blatantly
So,
lying about this
all
stuff.
right, so I have some news, breaking news. John, you are going to love these very much. Two sitting Republican senators have come out against the Clarity Act.
Mhm.
You
Who
want to
is
guess who
it?
they are?
Which ones?
Fucking Senator Rounds and Senator Lankford of South Dakota and
What
Oklahoma,
the
respectively.
fuck?
Yeah, you're losing. Yeah, you're losing mainstream Republicans on the Clarity Act now.
Because it's shit.
Mhm.
Yeah, you include people like Holly and Paul, this shit's gonna fail.
Yeah, I mean, look, even like we haven't spent a lot of time and energy talking about things that we just really don't think are going to be problems. But yeah, no, we're, getting rid of these really dumb rules with digital commodities. We're getting rid of we're like all of this crap that would be like what Republicans would pass like back during the Obama years. It's not going to pass. And even if like they did, Trump's going to veto it in the office. So it's just like, there's some things to get very excited and energetic about in your vocal condemnation. Stuff like this, really glad that like we have enough of a control over the system to just not. pass these kind of things.
All right, Tyler Gruder for 5. Did you see the 270 to win polls that has Mike Rogers up? Yeah, Mike Rogers in a good position to win, I think, right now. Um, I know there are a couple polls that have him down, but I think he's gonna win. I just think that primary is too much of a shit show.
I mean,
We'll
like
see.
his
We'll see.
opposition's based like almost guaranteed to be a Muslim at this point, right?
Yeah, it's Bill Assad.
I mean, like either like here, you're either getting Rogers as your senator, or you're getting I don't know, the next Islamic Caliphate in Detroit. Like, I mean, which do you think America votes for?
I gotta look at because I'm aren't is there a third party candidate running there? Let me check this because I'm pretty sure
I
there
do gotta
is.
I do gotta clock back into work. I will see you guys later. I will be on voice chat later tonight, John.
All right,
Okay.
see ya. Oh yeah, so
All right, see ya.
The Green Party has a nominee this year, so that's good. That's huge in Michigan. They have a Green Party nominee. So, G Phaser for 2. What makes a Clarity Act bad? Everything.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's basically just the fact that it's going to give the SEC and a couple of other oversight committees like really stranglehold control over digital assets and stuff like that. And that is part of our freedom as Americans to be able to invest in those things. I'm personally don't have that much money invested into crypto right now or any of these other things, but listen, like we do not want massive government regulation of these things. It's part of your way of actually defending yourself against the fiat currency. So, yeah, no, there's a bunch of reasons. It's also part of like future sustainability in the global economy, like against adversarial digital currencies and stuff like that.
All
So
right.
yeah, no, it's just really bad. Just don't give the SEC and all these other people mass control over the
But
blockchains and all this other
he's not
crap.
talking about football SEC. He's talking about the actual SEC.
Like the actual SEC, SEC.
Yeah.
I mean like SEC, like that SEC needs to be reformed too, but like it's this
A
one's
different
fine.
thing. It's a different entity. James O'Day for 2. Thoughts on the Fauci testimony yesterday? Oh, he fucked himself by pleading the fifth because he can't. Like, because he got pardoned. It's like, dude, you can't plead the fifth. I'm pretty sure the Supreme Court ruled on that before. I'm
Okay,
pretty
yeah.
sure.
I want to do like a Patriot reality check here. And look, I'm not trying to like make any of you depressed or sad, but I want to zoom you in into about like, a few months in the future whenever all this stuff kind of comes out. We're in a bad situation whether they do or don't try to charge him for contempt. Because if we do successfully, like we get through all the barriers, all the Judge Sparkles and Star Wars characters trying to stop us from bringing justice to Fauci, the penalty is going to be like $100,000 fine and maximum like 12 months in jail.
Yeah, it's not gonna be like
L-
life in prison like these idiots think
It,
it is.
it
But
and that's what I'm saying is people like Matt Walsh and a bunch of other people are going to come out and be like, this isn't enough justice for me,
it's like
and you're gonna have a
change
you
the
have a bunch of people
system.
you're gonna have a bunch of people really upset. And the main thing that I'm just telling you guys is like, be emotionally prepared for there not to really be that much justice in this situation. Understand that we're making things better, but things like that take a lot longer to get better. And so, like, just, please just Patriot, prepare yourself for Patriot upset moments and try to be like the adult.
Patriots.
Try to be the adult in the room, I guess is what I'm
Yeah, it
saying.
just. But yeah, I do think Fauci. I'm pretty sure it's against the law to do that. What he did. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure. My understanding is when you get pardoned, you really can invoke the fifth on that. I think so. That's what I think that like Rand Paul is alluding to, or Josh Hawley was.
Well, yeah, no. Like so here's the thing. Those are all legitimate claims. They're all legitimate things. What I'm kind of putting the damp towel on is our feasibility of actually doing them and actually prosecuting and actually doing. There's so much time to be wasted and resource to be wasted on this. And of course, if we could actually put Fauci in prison the rest of his life, take away his wealth, publicly humiliate him, that would be so different. I would love to death doing that. I would be jumping at the heels to take a big bite out of Fauci.
Yeah, no, I'm not
Um,
saying we're getting much out of it, but like I'm pretty sure he did. violate the law. Again, I'm not a legal expert on that. I'm not.
No. He
Yeah,
he totally did. He 1,000% did. The reason he did it anyways is because he is convinced of what I am convinced of, which is that they're not going to really
yeah.
do
Like,
anything
because
about it.
you think any Democrat would allow that to happen, especially DC? You think a DC Democrat would throw their Lord and Savior Fauci in jail?
Think about how many, like, Star Wars characters they have made judges in the past, like, decade and a half. And then remember that we can fix that, but it takes way longer to fix that. It takes like 3, 4 presidential terms to fix stuff like that. So yeah, just like please just kind of like have your expectations tempered. And yeah, just understand like Fauci's not gonna get the punishment he deserves, which kind of brings into question how much time do we want to waste on the petty punishment? That's the question.
All right. Share the American for two. Listening to you while looking for Bigfoot in New Jersey. Patriot. President
Patriot.
President Gilbert getting up for five. I think Republicans need to start funding these third-party candidates to screw over the Democrats in their races, like how Democrats would fund libertarians. They're starting to. They're starting to realize, oh wait, you can find some schizophrenic Green Party guy to run, and they cipher off like 1% of the vote. So
I do want to note, like all the polls basically say 77 to 80% of independents oppose the DSA candidates. So like if you're in any sort of swing district or any race like that, and there's just like an absolute brainless commie that looks like a very much not normal person, and if we propped up those guys and they won their primaries, we could probably take a bunch of seats that we've been losing in the past.
yeah. And by the way, just a quick update from the Elon Musk stuff. This broke literally like 5 minutes ago. We got more information about Elon Musk's group, what they're going to do. So apparently, he's authorized the super PAC an initial investment of 100 to 120 million dollars in 2026, and apparently,
Initial.
yeah, it's initial spending. They're going to target 5 states: Alaska, Iowa, Maine, Michigan, and Ohio, and is having conversations about the contest in North Carolina, Georgia, and Texas. Okay, so this is what I think's happening. They're going to target these 5 states because if they win these 5 states, you got the Senate no matter what. No matter what happens, you have the Senate majority. But it sounds like they're going to go all in on all of them. They just have an initial investment of $100 million on these 5 states. And these are states that
Hmm.
are very cheap, especially Iowa and Alaska and Maine. So, interesting. Okay. I like the strategy. I think this is the best way to do it. I think you would want to invest in Texas, maybe, but I don't know. What are your thoughts, John, on this? This literally just broke like 5 minutes ago. So,
I'm obviously a little disappointed. I wanted them to be more aggressive, but this provides a security for a lot of other stuff. So I'm really happy about that. I hope future rounds really kind of go in for those closer swing races. I know I want Sununu to get money from somewhere. I think Rogers will win, but it'd be nice for Rogers to get some more money. But yeah, no, I mean, hey, if we're fortifying stuff, I'm all for it. Happy for things being fortified. And so actually it looks like so three of the states are actually for congressional races, it looks like.
yeah, there's three
Um,
additional ones: California, Wisconsin, and Washington. Interesting.
Oh, you know what? That's much better news. I really think that could help out a lot. Like if we're helping out kind of that, we've got like kind of you would know more about it than I do, Rap, but we have a seat in Wisconsin that's a little bit
Yeah, so you got
vulnerable.
Wisconsin 1 and Wisconsin 3. Those are the two big ones. Wisconsin 1's not going to flip. Wisconsin 3, that's the critical one you got to win. Washington 3rd, so that's another big one you got to win. California's a couple, but yeah. So this is what I think's happening. They're going to do this initial investment and see how things go. Because they want to just make sure, okay, we don't let anything crazy happen in these states. And then we get more aggressive in North Carolina and Georgia. That's what I think their strategy is for the America PAC. And again, this is only one group. This is only America PAC. This is not including TPUSA, MAGA Inc. This is just one group by Elon Musk, and they're focused on these 5 states. I like this. I think this is a good strategy. And I just want to see more. This is the initial plan for what they're going to do. I like it. I think it's a good move. Good starting point. Where we at? Good Lord, did I miss something? No, I didn't. Okay. They're putting money into Washington's third. Yeah, that's the big house district in Washington. More. Yeah, I hope he spends more money. I think he's going to. I think he's going to spend a lot more money. It just right now they just want to do like test the grounds a little bit, see what happens in these states, and then target these other states. Yeah, Michigan, I like that. That's another big state. Like if we can flip Michigan and keep Ohio, Maine, Iowa, and Alaska, you got the Senate no matter what. So I think that's kind of their plan right now. And then later on do their states. They just want to make sure they get the majority. That's all that matters. Um, Nothing but New Hampshire though. That is a strange one. New Hampshire's a state that I would think would be very close, but New Hampshire Senate's super cheap. If we want to win it, Democrats would be screwed. Yeah, I don't get why he's not spending money there, but I don't know.
Yeah, I really want New Hampshire to be spent on. Obviously, like and like the one I care the least about, I'm really I'm sorry to say this, but it's like North Carolina.
Yeah, I think
There's
he has to fend for himself a little bit there. I think.
he has to fight for himself. I don't think he's running a good campaign. I don't. There's no energy out of it. And so if Watley loses his campaign, that's fine. I would rather North Carolina have Republicans in charge, but if we could invest more in Georgia, New Hampshire, kind of secure Michigan, hey, that's a really good map, guys.
Yeah, because at that point, like you just win these 5 states, you win. It doesn't matter what horseshit happens in Texas. And again, they're probably going to spend money in Texas and Georgia. I don't think they're going to ignore those states. You just win these 5 states, which I would say, yeah, they're actually pretty easy to win. For sure, like 3 of these 5 are pretty easy. You win these 5 states, it's over. They're like you got a majority locked up. So we should be spending more money in Texas, more so to solidify. Yeah, I'm just that is a weird one. Texas, they're kind of just ignoring. So hopefully Paxton can cook down there in Texas. We shall see. Honestly, who needs a GOP big donors? We got the world's richest man funding our campaigns and causes. Hey, it's nice to have a guy that's worth like 800 billion funding us. Man, that's nice. Or what's it at now? 900 billion or whatever. He's worth a lot of money at this point. But yeah, so we're gonna see how this plays out. I'm very intrigued. How do they spend this money? Like, how do they distribute it? Will there be more? Is this a one-time investment? We're gonna see. But I think it's kind of it. I think we talked about everything. If you guys did enjoy today's stream, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. Godspeed. Or John, got anything else to say? Or
Nope. Just guys, please contribute whatever you can in person or in finances to these races we've been talking about today. God
yeah,
bless.
I would say get involved with Turning Point Action if you can. Or
Yeah.
I guess America Pack now.
Absolutely.
Like America Pack, they're back. So, but all right. Godspeed.